Hi, good afternoon, everybody on Facebook and anybody watching this on the internet. This is Brad Anderson with RE/MAX Peninsula. Hey, this afternoon I want to tell you guys my 6 reasons why some of you jokers just should not buy a house. Okay? Because it's not for everybody. Alright? Number 1, don't buy a house if you're expecting the price to go up substantially. Okay? We are coming out of a period where prices have actually been going down, I'm sure you know. And we're hoping that this year they're leveling off. After this, it's going to be 1, maybe 2% annually a year. And that should be all you should expect, and really don't even count on that. Okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, don't buy a house if you think you might have to move within the next 5 years or less. That's not going to be enough time for you to build enough equity in the house to pay your selling expenses. Okay? So if that's a real concern for you, don't buy a house. If you can't afford to maintain the home, don't buy the house. Right? This is a cost of ownership that is often overlooked, but count on this, about 1% of the value of your home in maintenance expenses a year. There's nothing worse than owning a house and paying the mortgage on it, but having it fall apart around you, and then not having the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 all at once it's going to take 10 years down the line to bring the house back up to snuff when it comes time to sell. Number 4, don't buy a house if your credit is marginal right now. Listen, I know the lenders are working really hard to get people to be able to qualify under the current regulations. Basically, you need at least a 600 credit score. But if you've got a 580, before you start working with that lender to get it up to 600 where it needs to be, take some time and take a step back and say, is that really what you want to do? I mean, look at the reasons why your credit score might be like that, and make sure you can tell yourself, okay, how am I going to be able to be this much more responsible from here on out? Because really, the financial burden of a mortgage is a whole lot more serious than just renting from month to month. Number 5, if your income is variable, you might not want to consider buying a house. Okay, maybe you've had 2 great years. Okay, but think about what it's like. Maybe a not such a good year. Or definitely don't do this. Don't say, okay, well, I know I'm going to be making more money next year and next year and next year, because we're not there yet, and you don't know if you're going to make that much more money. Be very conservative when you're estimating your income if you have variable income. And finally, don't buy a house if you're not also able to save up an emergency fund so that you can pay for life's emergencies as well as your mortgage. And I'm talking $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the next, first 5 years of owning if you don't have it already. Having an emergency fund is awesome to be able to, withstand some of life's curveballs that get thrown to you. You don't want to have to make the choice between, paying a bill or a car repair bill or something major and paying the mortgage. Okay, we don't want you in that situation. So those are the 6 reasons I've come up with for a person not to buy a house, and I want you to really think about those, because I know I speak for a lot of agents. We don't want you to get into a situation because of a house that leads to a bad situation. We want this to be positive for you and your family. So if you have any question, you want to talk about this more, feel free to call me. My number, 757-816-2968, and you can always email me, brad@bradsmyagent.com. Thanks, and make it a great day.